Hey, so what is the history of the Forex markets? This is what we are going to learn in our next video. I need you to stay tuned in order for you to understand what the Forex market is all about and how to trade the Forex market. You have to know what's the history behind it. I need you to grasp this knowledge so you can empower yourself for the next steps ahead. Let's go!
Important thing.
See, I don't want to just tell you about Forex and its history. I want to tell you a story. So many years ago, long time ago, way before we ever existed, in the 6th century, the world was plunged into an economic placenta, I could say. One wherein people wanted to see the light. So they had promises of heaven, of a better life. But these people weren't just satisfied with these promises of heaven. Fast forward to our time, when we are seeing this heaven right before our faces through data, because money is power and money can give you the heaven that you need and it could give you the freedom that is required. And humanity, we do desire freedom. So in our time, we can see figures, and these figures can translate into real money in real time. This is where Forex comes in. Forex has played a powerful role in the economy, with 7 trillion being in the market. Yet still, we can see in the eyes of people the struggle, the pains of mothers, parents to pay bills. And with all the economic turmoil that is ongoing in the world today, there is only one solution, only one way to financial freedom. Is understanding the one skill of Forex trading. And we can see this is the time to make that change. It's not really easy watching your mom hawk on the streets, watching your parents go through the worst of times. But you have a solution in your hands because the 9 to 5 has proven not to work. But a lot of people think Forex trading is stealing from people or taking something from people. No. It is gaining an understanding that you can have financial freedom to travel wheresoever you want, to go to any place around the world, wheresoever you want. It's time to take flight. It's time to learn a skill that will make you earn. So let's get into it. So what is the history of the Forex market? So the history of the Forex market starts with a gold standard. You know, gold is the most concrete aspect of currency trading, right? So it started in the 6th century, and then major countries joined. They had the Brentwood system, right, which also impacted the gold trade. And they have the Plaza Accord, which was an agreement, right, to allow people, a lot of people at that time, you and I cannot just go into the Forex trading market and trade, because it's hard to take a lot of money for you to enter into the Forex trading market, or you have to be very successful or rich for you to enter into the Forex trading market. So later on, going into the 20th century, which is our time right now, and then to the 21st century, we now have the internet trading, which Forex trading has made available to all of us, right? So the 6th century BC was all about what we call the barter trade system. And the barter trade system, which was I give you and you give to me in exchange. I give you something, you give to me. What was predominant in that time? So this is to tell you that trading is aged and old. It has always been there, and it will always be there even after we leave this earth. So gold was predominantly used at that time. Gold was impactful. Today, gold in our online trading is called XAU, right? So gold is still absolutely impactful as of the 6th century BC. So these are the timelines. 6th century BC, when everything was set up and gold was being traded. In 1819, England formally adopts the gold as their standard. In 1834, America begins using the gold standard. In 1870s, you can see that major countries like France, Germany, Japan all took the gold standard, right? So it was each and every step of the way they kept on adopting the gold as their standard of trading. So gold has always been important, and trading has always been part of the history of humanity. And at that time, so Forex became so large, up to our day, it became a 6.6 trillion market a day. But now it's almost up to 7 trillion market a day. So the Brentwood system, let's talk about it. From 1944 to 1971, right, is the first major transformation, right, of the foreign exchange market, which many countries came together and then they decided that we could trade our currencies. You have the dollar, we could trade it. You have the pound, we could trade it. You have the Japanese yen, we could trade it. We could bring our currencies and trade these currencies amongst ourselves. And this was done after the crash of 1929, after the World War II revolt. Okay, that was when this was done. So do not be scared when you hear the word trading. Do not be petrified. Do not be moved. Do not be perplexed to think that, oh, Forex trading is something that was just built today. No, it has been in existence since. So all of this, they started doing an exchange rate policies. Each nation had its own exchange rate policies, right? So in 1971, President Richard M. Nixon ended the Brentwood system, which soon led to the free floating of the US dollar against other currencies, right? The agreement of them trading as one was changed, so the dollar became king under the Brentwood Accord, which was established to create a stable environment by which global economies could restore themselves. Meaning, if your economy fall, another currency will be there to hold up, but it will just be about the same exchange rate. But now the US decided that we are going to be the boss and we are going to take charge of this. So the beginning of the free floating system started in 1973. Now the free floating system is different from the Brentwood system or the Brentwood Accord. The free floating system called the United States as the boss. That's the US dollar became the key currency in the markets that is being used. It is being used universally now, and it had much more authority as it has even in our time. So if you start trading the Forex market right now, the currency that predominantly you will see being used will be the United States dollars, because it had already taken stance in the free floating system of 1973. So get ready. If you're going to trade the Forex trading market, just know the US dollar is king. Next, in 1985, they had the Plaza Accord, right? The Plaza Accord was an accord that they put in place wherein other countries that joined the G5, that the Great Five nations, right, had their own currencies also becoming bigger and stronger currencies. The United States, the Great Britain, France, West Germany, and Japan, right? Their currencies became way more stronger, healthier. Their currency became one of the strongest too, backed up by the United States, right? Because the United States wasn't shifted away from their position of being the concrete currency that is above all of these other currencies. So the Plaza Accord of 1985 got them to come together and say, okay, United States, since you have the key currency or the currency that is at the top with the highest of strength, military strength backed up behind it, we have stronger currencies. Right? We want to take our own stance so our currencies can also be as healthier as yours also. So the advent of the online trading started in 1996. So until 1996, there was no online trading. There was no specific online trading, right? So 1996 and in the 1990s to 1996, currency markets grew more sophisticated, faster than ever before, because money and how people used to trade it, used to use money and change it, was changing. Everything was going online. So a person sitting alone at home could find with a click of a button an accurate price that only a few years prior would have required an army of traders, brokers, and telephones, right? So it's kept on advancing. So long ago, if you wanted to trade, you needed to go and find brokers. You needed to go to an office plaza where you see thousands of people with huge computers standing and just looking at numbers. The place is noisy. But this time around in 1996, up to our time, you can literally sit at the comfort of your home and you can trade. Another important part is the establishment of the Maastricht Treaty of 1992, which is the establishment of the euro currency. The European Union nations in the European Union, a few of them came together and said, let us put together the EU, right? When they formed the EU, they formed their parliament and all of that, their form of government and all of that. They decided, okay, since we have our parliament, our form of government, let's start our own currency. So they established and started their own currency in 1992. Right? In the Maastricht Treaty. So that currency became so powerful that it also had its own share of power, so much strength in the market, right? And this currency, is backed up by Germany also, that's in the EU. So Forex trading today is one of the largest markets in the world. The history of Forex since 1944 presents a classic example of a free market in action. We have competitive forces that have created a highly liquid market. What is liquid market? When you say here liquidity, meaning you can put your money in today, right, and still get your money back double or triple times. There's no time that you could go into the Forex market and the market will tell you that there's no money available for you to trade, or for, let's say you trade and then you win a trade and it says there's no money available. There is always money available. That's liquidity, right? There's enough money. Individuals trading large amounts now have access to the same electronic communication networks used by international banks and merchants. So you have the opportunity now in your own generation, right, to trade with banks, to trade with billions and billions of dollars. So let's take a summary of what we've learned so far. So one has to do with foreign exchange is believed to have begun in ancient Mesopotamia, right? One of the first civilizations that you could imagine, where the barter system was used to exchange goods and services. And physical currencies started, right, as gold coins, but this was unsustainable due to gold being heavy, right? So that's why they later started trading with papers, but now we are online again. The US having had the most gold reserves in the past, right? They have the most gold reserves, the most money in the past. Until now, they have the most money. The golden standard of Forex trading once national currencies were established, right? Today, online trading has made exchanging currencies more accessible to normal, everyday people. So now you have the opportunity to make money from home, to make money from where you are seated at. Welcome to Forex trading. Welcome to the markets.